Okay. And it begins. Making fun of me while we are on camera.
I'm not making fun of you.
This is a very serious topic.
I'm having fun with you.
One of us is for sure having fun. Okay, I laugh. It just happens. So this is a very serious topic.
Yes.
I remember the first time I took a call from a parent that when she described her child sounded like a perfect fit for the school and a really bright and just having a hard time in school. And then she asked about the cost and I shared the cost. And she was a single mom, just desperate to find a place where her child could thrive. And we couldn't provide that and she couldn't provide that. And I remember getting off the phone just crying because it was the first time the reality of what we were able to offer to some, we want to offer to everyone. So, will we accept vouchers?
I don't know.
This, in full disclosure, is a video to not answer that question.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, really what it is it's an attempt to be transparent, straightforward, and invite you into the wrestle of what it is that we're struggling with.
So a lot of people, as we've talked to them, will say, well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, so what is the first part of that wrestle?
What, like why we wouldn't?
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
the
so the probably the biggest struggle that we are faced with regards to vouchers is what strings are attached. And I've had this conversation with some of you already, but what are the strings that are attached, and what strings then would we eventually just say, yeah, we have to back out. We can't do that because it's a line we won't cross. There's a reason that Acton is different and that we're in the space that we are.
So for example, when you say strings attached.
Yeah,
right.
Like, you have to take the STAR test. I mean, I don't know if that's a line that we wouldn't cross, but we don't do it. We do standardized testing, but we don't take the STAR test.
Well, and not just take the test. If there were like, oh, you spend weeks preparing for the test, or the pass rate actually determines how much of the voucher you can take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
and
and all the stipulations that may be there. What if it was like everybody at your school has to have the COVID vaccine, right? I mean, vaccines is a hot button topic right now as well, and we do everything that we can here at Acton to allow for choice, allow for families to make decisions that are the best for their families, and so what are those lines? I mean I don't know what those lines would be. That's the other.
Well, if we had a list of here's what the lines will be, then we could make a lot better choice. But right now it looks like there aren't really a lot of strings attached the way it's being proposed.
Yeah.
But if we accept the vouchers at that point, then what happens if certain lines are crossed?
Yeah,
what does that do?
The long-term effect, right? I mean, okay, so we start accepting vouchers and we blow up. I mean, we know there's a wave coming already, and perhaps this is the wave that we're anticipating and just kind of feeling in our gut. This could be it. And so, yeah, we say, okay, yes to vouchers, they come in, and then that line is crossed, whatever that is. Yeah, everybody has to cut off their left finger. Whatever that line is that we're just like, no, we can't do that. All of the sudden, we have to make a decision that basically is we're shutting our doors, essentially, because the moment that I'll call it free money, and everybody here, you're here because you very well know that it is not free money. All of that free money is now available, and let's say that number is $12,000 per student, and we say, no, we can't accept it because of this. There will be some, and I hate to throw out numbers, but in my mind, it's like 85 to 90% that walk out the door.
If we were to say, no, we're not going to take vouchers at the school right now.
Because another school may offer just enough of what it is that we're doing that you love, or you're willing to take a chance rather than spend whatever money it is that it's costing you to spend it. And so when you go from let's just say that this is 5 years down the road and we have 2,000 students on 10 different campuses. And all of a sudden, we're now scaling back to 300 students that we could accommodate on 2 campuses. We have this giant overhead that we cannot financially support or sustain any longer. A business, I shouldn't say can't, but it's not likely a business is going to survive that kind of fallout. And so the wondering is, do we just not accept vouchers? And what would you say would be the reasons that we wouldn't accept the voucher?
Like right out the gate?
Yeah.
I think it just allows us to say this is who we are and this is how we'll do it and we'll always do it this way. There's another benefit to families that come to us. They have, like they do now, what makes skin in the game. Like they want this and they want this model. And so maybe we don't grow as fast. Maybe we aren't able to serve as many people, but we can fulfill the promises that we made when we set out to do this kind of education. What else? What would you add?
Yeah, probably the biggest danger or the drawback, I suppose, to that. I'll take the negative because that's where I spend my time. The drawback to accepting vouchers right away, and this is the inherent challenge, is now there's 10, 12,000, even if it's 5. I mean, the way it's looking right now in the state law, it's going to be between 10 and 12. But even if it were 5, that's now available to our current families, again, where there may be another place that offers just enough of what we have but will accept or can accept those vouchers. How much of our current business do we actually lose? And then are we viable? Can we sustain that kind of loss and remain a school? And I don't know. It's all guesswork. I mean, really, we're not creating this video to answer this question.
Just to let you know why we don't have an answer.
Yeah.
It seems like it should be a quick yes, but there's a lot to consider.
Yeah.
I think about the sheer number of schools that will begin to open up when vouchers are passed, and I kind of have PTSD from when we first started our school because it's so differently challenging than you expect it to be, and I believe it's a great problem to have a lot of choices for families out there.
Yeah,
to have to choose what really you want for your family.
It is hard to recreate what Acton has already created. Most of those schools, there's going to be a lot of them that are going to try to implement a lot of the principles. I mean, they already have had some copycats, and they've now run into significant problems. Some of the more, I'll say, initially successful ones, but they're like flash bombs, or flash. Is that what it is?
I don't know. That sounds exciting.
I know, right? It's flash and bomb. That's just like really, really bright, really fast, and then dies out just almost immediately after. I mean, it's a firework. And I think that in some ways continues, and some will be successful and be able to find success. That doesn't scare me. I mean, Michelle. We really want that. Michelle used to say that good schools build good schools.
Yeah.
And good maybe, options.
Yeah, more importantly for me is that then parents are asking different kinds of questions and really choosing a school that matches their values.
And we think, not to pat ourselves on the back, but maybe a little bit. Not me. Oh, you pat yourself.
Really?
Okay, we'll pat each other on the back. I think that the community that we have to offer, and actually really, I guess it isn't patting ourselves on the back, it's patting you on the back.
Yeah.
The community that I feel like we've been able to build here because we've had families come with intention, absolute skin in the game, most of the time knowing what it is that you're stepping into, and then sometimes when you didn't know what you were stepping into, choosing to lean into it rather than run away from it. And we've seen some of all of those different types of experiences in our community. So we're so grateful for what it is that we have to offer. Really what we have to offer is you. And so for those of you who are here and continue to be here, we can't duplicate that. And because of that, I don't think many other people will be successful at doing it either. It's hard. This is hard work. So not afraid of competition. We actually do welcome it because it does introduce new questions or better questioning from parents. We've seen that through the different experiences, whether it be COVID. The question of the day was, are you going to require masks? And, depending on the leaning of the particular family, our answer was really enticing and people flocked to us, perhaps for the wrong reasons. And some of those that came for what I'll say are the wrong reasons. I don't know if there's a right or wrong. It's a Socratic question, maybe. Whether they came for the right or wrong reasons, the parents that leaned into it and then eventually found out what it was that we do and what we're here for have become some incredibly powerful families. But the questions change with whatever is on society's challenges or struggles or successes.
Yeah, it brings new things to light that parents and families have to face.
People don't think about beforehand. Yeah.
I guess I'll issue this challenge. If you are a parent that's thinking about, okay, when vouchers pass, then we'll go to Acton, I would just challenge you to keep looking, maybe into Acton, but also other schools, because waiting in a situation that isn't best for your child doesn't serve your child. And we've seen many times situations work out that seemed impossible, and then it works, and they're able to join our community and offer to their child what they were hoping to. So who knows what's going to happen with vouchers. If you need a different education for your child, if the values of your school don't match yours, find somewhere that does. It's worth the sacrifice and the challenge. It's not worth sticking out hoping. So we're cheering you on as you are looking for something better for your family.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, to your point, finding the school where the values match yours. Currently, there's not many of them out there, because I really don't think that the values of most of the traditional system often align. And they're not seeking to either, which may be the difference, that the systems themselves are not seeking to align with you. They're asking you to align with them, and sometimes to the knock of a door from the constable because your child wasn't at school.
In Texas.
Whatever. Yeah, that was the weirdest thing when we went to Texas. Be intentional about that and find what your child needs. Don't tolerate. We will do everything that we can and get creative and will continue to commit to do that, to figuring out ways to allow families to be here, because we need incredible families that are seeking intentionally to build something better. And that's what we're about. That's why we're here.
Yeah, so thank you. We did not answer your question. Probably brought up many more, and there will be many more questions that we face as all of us together face this interesting question. If you are considering Acton for your family, please reach out to us to schedule an introduction tour and a visit day for your hero, where they can come spend part of the day in the studio, make some new friends, and really feel for themselves if this is a place where they want to learn and grow. That's all. Ta-da! I was saying bye, like turn it off.
Don't forget, you can't deposit excuses.
I thought you were gonna pat me on the back.
Oh no, I was gonna pat you on the back.
Okay, there you go.
Peace.
I never know what to edit out, y'all. We'll just leave it all.